Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aquarius November 13, 2022. A Venus-Neptune transit can bring out the artist in you. Your imagination soars. You arrive at solutions instinctively and not necessarily logically, applying creativity to practical matters. There could be unusual circumstances connecting you with the right people, projects, and information, particularly regarding work and health issues. Business can benefit if you consider any neglected spiritual or humanitarian goals. You have a stronger desire to make and produce beautiful things and may be thinking about ways to turn dreams into products, systems, or plans. However, the Sun's impending square to Saturn can bring a sobering reality about a project or situation later today. Aim to look for ways to work around roadblocks rather than nursing discouragement. Getting through your responsibilities or work can feel longer and slower, making it best to take things one step at a time and avoid pushing yourself. Your timing may be off, but it's temporary. With the Sun in your solar 6th house these days, you want to express yourself through your routines, but you could feel overburdened or underappreciated for your efforts today. Aim to please yourself by meeting your responsibilities to overcome the current block. You may well arrive at a stronger appreciation of your ability to rely on yourself. A charming and mesmerizing day awaits you. This is because sparkling Venus, our goddess planet of love and beauty, will sing in unison with her higher octave, the planet Neptune. As the mystical vibes sing like cherubs from heaven, you will be in the mood for intimacy and sensual touch. If you happen to be single, consider how you can cross paths with new suitors, perhaps even someone who frequents similar establishments as you, even like a gym. If committed, be focused on how you can make sure your romantic routine is a top priority amidst your work and life balance. What are you willing to do to move forward? You might have a surprisingly clearer perspective of your career path as Venus in Scorpio trines Neptune retrograde in Pisces. The watery trine intuitively shows you who and what is worth pursuing to further your career path. If you need to talk about your ideas, then seek out an older, wiser professional figure or teacher, since Mercury in Scorpio will also square Saturn in Aquarius. Gathering various opinions and insights from others will give you the guidance you need to assume responsibility for your next professional adventure. What makes a friendly aspect between Venus on the job and Neptune on the career front auspicious is not just that it is bringing the planets of money and dreams together, or that this is the start of something that will escalate over the coming days. What is auspicious is the timing, with the moon returning to your income sector tomorrow with a chance to capitalize on this financially. If you've been waiting for a time to bust a move on something involving guts or creativity, now is the time. You can move mountains with today's celestial energy. It's worth it to think ahead and make sure of your decision, but energy and spark will not be your reason to hesitate this month. Remember, use it or lose it exercise is the key to keeping this energy primed. Hopefully, yesterday you were able to bring closure to outstanding tasks and projects in your life, so that you're more ready to try something new today. Indeed, it's the perfect day to try your hand at a new form of creative expression. Try writing, painting, dancing, singing, or sculpting. Take a stab at something you haven't tried before. You may well unlock a part of yourself that you didn't know was there. And if nothing else, at least you'll have some fun. The moon's return to Gemini each month is always a valuable chance to check in, and especially this first visit since Mars retrograde turned 11 days ago. While the moon won't catch up and align with the warrior planet of the cosmos until tomorrow, this is already fueling your intuition, instincts, and imagination, and with perfect timing. This is ensuring you are emotionally and intuitively engaged as the stars not only align on the job and career fronts but with financial implications over the coming days. The moon is not just making its first visit to Gemini since Mars retrograde turn here, but its last before Venus and Mercury return to your relationship sector next week. By the time the moon comes full circle next month, the Sun will be in your relationship sector, with their clash creating a full moon. Before the focus shifts to your relationships, there is a chance to focus on your own needs and on what the Moon's emotional responses and Mars' passions are telling you. Our eyes in the sky. Saturn squares the Sun early this morning, and will have a greater sense of responsibility, duty, and structure. Attention will be focused on doing the most practical thing and whatever makes the most sense. Our emotional nature will ease into a more intense vibe. We could withdraw from socializing with loved ones and acquaintances. It can be harder to hold conversations under this influence, and avoiding important talks could lead to arguments. You will make a terrific new friend related to your job in some way. This valuable resource will be more important to you than you realize. This person is a little strange and awkward, but overall, he or she has valuable information that you can benefit from. What makes this a potential game changer and an opportunity for a major breakthrough for both you and your relationships is that this is the first total lunar eclipse in Taurus in 2 decades. What adds to this is the fact that the lunar eclipse peaks just as the Moon aligns with Uranus, the planet of surprise, synchronicity, and the unexpected, and as the Sun and Mercury, the planet of communication, are aligned in your relationship sector. This is the right trigger at the right time. Someone you work with will unexpectedly need your help. It is not necessary for you to completely drop everything for this person, but you should indeed try to help him or her. Work together and you will reach great success. Someone will pick you up and take you under his or her wing. This extra support will be of great benefit to you now. Don't resist this assistance. This boost is the exact key that you are looking for. Together you can soar to new heights. Protect your energy if you have to at this time. Be aware of your perspective amid other opinions. During this transit, we could be more likely to sacrifice our own needs and let people push their agendas on us. Focus on yourself to avoid uncomfortable moments with others at this time. Just after midnight, the Sun squares off with Saturn in Aquarius, putting us in a heavy headspace. We feel restricted, unable to act the way we want to. While the Sun is in Scorpio, all our desires and passions come into sharp relief. Yet, Saturn reminds us that we have obligations to others. It is not always about us, and we must work to earn our keep. It can also seem as though we are up against the clock now. Deadlines or time limits provoke extra stress, and instead of rising to the task, we look for vices to distract us. We are not above creating chaos, pulling the fire alarm to get out of taking the exam, so to speak. But our duties aren't going away. If we rise to the occasion, we can exit this period with a feeling of accomplishment. If we avoid our responsibilities, they will only catch up with us at a later date. This is something that at this time of year can energize both sides of the financial fence and act as a trigger. However, both sides are so ripe with potential and support it was only ever going to take the smallest trigger, and this is the granddaddy of them all. This could have unexpected implications across the income, work, and career fronts, while a real breakthrough is possible on both sides of the financial fence. It is in the second half of the week that things will start to settle. Following this, the Gemini Moon squares off with Neptune in Pisces, causing us to misread interactions and deceive ourselves. Our idealistic nature can be taken advantage of by those who sense our confusion and vulnerability. Yet, we are typically the ones who volunteer ourselves for disappointment by putting our trust in the wrong people. Exercise discernment to avoid compromising yourself.